the horizon. Where is my lucky star tonight? The seventh sister of the Pleiades walks in beauty like the night. Oh, that is best, dark and now lost to me. Only trust in the northern star. That's the only point that's fixed. I once believed in love. Even love cannot bridge this rift. Where is my lucky star tonight? The seventh sister of the Pleiades, who walks in a beauty like the night. All that is best, dark and bright. Now lost to me. Now lost to me. There is no bridge. There's nothing here. You just diminished in your magnitude until you're Where is my lucky star tonight? The seventh sister of the Pleiades, who walks in beauty like the
Night Dreams Talk Radio, After Dark, wants to give a big shout out to all the truckers that listen to our show. Night Dreams Talk Radio Network brings you the World Paranormal News with James Creechbaum. Now, the latest news.
I'm James Creasbaum with the Paranormal and World Changes News. So far, Colorado has gotten over 1,800 UFO sightings. That's quite an increase, and that's a lot of sightings. And we talk about on here every day just about how the sightings are going up, not going down. Also, a 2,400-year-old bomb shelter and bunkers were found in India. Now, India is one of the oldest cultures in the world, and recently India has strengthened its reputation with some phenomenal discoveries that have been made in a number of caves in the Bihar area. Now, India is a country where you discover every day a lot of temples and artifacts that are so advanced for the area in which they were built that scientists cannot explain how they built them, especially during the time frame. Now, some of these bunkers are out of solid rock, and the material. Where's the material that they dug out of these places? And again, this is 24, 25, 2,600 years ago. It just makes you think: did we have that technology back then, or was it assisted from aliens? Also, experts have accidentally found a computer-generated doomsday prediction from 1973. One of the most important predictions was related to the end of the world, which, according to the computer back in 1973, it would happen somewhere in the year 2040. And the main reasons given by the simulations were overpopulation and environmental degradation. In addition to this prediction, the computer also predicted a steady decline in quality of water on this planet. And that kind of validates what I've been saying on here for a long time, pretty much word for word. Also, China has built an artificial sun for clean energy by next year, and it's 10 times hotter than the sun. Now, China has developed its own artificial sun that uses nuclear fusion to generate clean energy as much as 10 suns. China recently completed the construction of this reactor, and the operations of the same are expected to commence starting in 2020, according to the Xinhua News. China's artificial sun is dubbed HL2M and is constructed by China National Nuclear Corporation in collaboration with the Southwest Institute of Physics. It is installed at Lishan, Sichuan Province. And the next newscast, top of the hour.
Night Dreams Talk Radio, After Dark, wants to give a big shout out to all the truckers that listen to our show. You're listening to Night Dreams Talk Radio, After Dark, with our host, Gary Anderson.
And that is me. The week has just flown by. Now, I got a lot of emails today because we cut the show short last night. I figured before I do the wacky, humorous news tonight, I want to talk something that's serious going on. And a lot of people, well, probably are suffering what I have and my family have been suffering. It's called elderly abuse. That's right. I am going on 68 on January 8th. I have a child who's 26 years old. I'm not going to mention his name. He has some mental issues where he gets violent to the point where my wife is scared sometimes that he might even harm us or kill us. I mean, he has literally destroyed our house inside for the last few years. For no reason, he'll go into a screaming situation. And he's gotten violent where he's been hitting. Now, the reason why I'm saying this, if you out there, even one listener, is going through what I have been going through, it's really hard because I would, turn my head and not file charges because, I didn't want to damage his future. But it comes to a point when it gets to a point that it gets so bad, people have to do something. Now, I'm not the one that called the police last night. That's why the show ended early. My granddaughter was over visiting, a young girl. And for no reason, he decided to pick a fight with her. It got to the point where he was actually having her on the ground in a choke hold. And my other son just couldn't take it anymore and called the police. They pressed charges. He had to go to spend the night in jail. He's going to be going to court here, shortly, whatever time it takes in the court system. And, my wife is upset because she was worried, well, he has no place to go. But, at 26 years old, you have to cut the apron strings at some time. The hardest decision last night, I could have probably talked my son out of not calling the police last night, but I realized this is escalating to the point where it's not healthy. It's not healthy between my wife and me, my daughter, it's still living at home, and my son, it's living at home. And to the point where if you are in those type of circumstances, if you have an adult child living at your house and he's abusing you either emotionally or physically, don't take it. You're not helping him at all, and you're certainly not helping yourself, because what's going to happen is it's going to escalate, and it's going to keep escalating. And, you remember Al Green, the singer? Well, he had a father that was kind of emotionally unstable. Well, Al Green got killed. There's a lot of parents and children that get killed in fights. I mean, it brings out a lot of hostility, even into me when somebody is, punching me in the face or purposely sabotaging my show, which he has done that too. It just comes to a point where you got to say, I can't take this anymore, and you got to do something. And I want to thank my one son last night who stepped up, called the police, which I have done it. But I have never got a restraining order out because I was, my wife was upset for me to do it. To the point, what's he going to do for a job? What's he going to do? You know what? At 26 years old, I'm not going to worry about it anymore. I'm tired of supporting somebody that long and taking care of their financial problems and having to deal with their emotional problems every day. How would you guys feel if you had an adult child that called you every filthy name you could think of, day in, day out? And, it's funny, like one day we lost our internet. He was in my studio screaming like you wouldn't believe. He's actually literally, when I've been on the air, if I didn't have a kill button, which has a 30-second delay, in case somebody says something bad, like, I won't say it, but, I can block that out if I'm paying attention. I have to use that button when he was here virtually every single show, numerous times. I mean, I would have my hand next to it the whole 4 hours of the show. At this point, I expect him to come home because he's been released from jail. We're going to have to exercise the right of the restraining order. When he comes home, we're going to just say, you need to leave. Doesn't leave, we're going to have to do, well, my other son, because the restraining order was taken out on with him and the house, so I'm protected according to the prosecutor. My son already told me if he comes here, says one word, he's calling the police and he's gone. I'm saying this again because I'm sure there's somebody out there that has an adult child, male or female, that is abusing you. Don't let it happen. Like I said, it's going to escalate. It's going to get worse. Why should you have to worry, especially in your golden years, of having to worry about what is going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen tonight? What's going to happen if I say the wrong word? If you say the wrong word, it could escalate a situation which goes out of control. So, I mean, that's what's bad. These type of people that are called schizophrenia, they have a problem. The other problem is with the court systems, with the medical